welcome everybody to episode 16. I am the Fanged One, with you as always. This is the Fanged One's Horizon Zero Dawn Let's Play series, episode 16. As those of you who are waiting at the end of 15 for the continuation of this particular bunker, thank you and welcome back. We are in the Zero Dawn staging bunker, where we're learning the truth about what actually happened thousands of years in the past. What was Zero Dawn? And how was the Earth saved from the plague of robots that literally ate living matter for fuel? We're about to find out. Let's go.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Come out, and I'll make it quick.
Still sniffing around.
Move, or by the sun!
Why can I not hit you? Did you hit your own guy like a fucking idiot? Because I think you did hit your own guy like a fucking idiot.
Eyes up! She's trying to get...
Fuck off with your she's trying and shit. She succeeded. Ow.
Stop me! What else you got? For the Radiant...
We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
Is accurate, yes. So these mechanical monstrosities just kill people? They feed off them?
Correct.
Not just people. All organic matter.
Plants,
Every living
algae.
thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life produced some bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please, you get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of them would want retribution.
Want to discuss? Whew.
So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, it was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which,
mind if I smoke?
mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My tastes run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
She sounds so sad. Just after everything you've heard, do you want just go?
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt. Every
Wow,
day
he thought they
since-
came to kill him.
Since,
Would you like to take a moment?
no, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
That poor guy. Like, you can hear the trauma in his voice. Jesus Christ.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
That is a real scientist. I know that what you are asking for cannot be done. What you are saying you're doing is impossible. You want me to help? Maybe it's time you show me what this really is. Briefing for after presentation 1. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impacts of nuclear engagements versus the Swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in lunar, orbital, or undersea structures, Addendum C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so that candidates can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to Presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available to you via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are probably standing by.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
Yes.
I believe we could negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it.
Oh.
Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare.
That would be why you're here.
I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan Project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Helping us design a way to fight in the short term, I would imagine.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Time for a sedative for that in that particular case. Alright, presentation 2.
CD02 data intact.
Oh, and it's literally a tiny ass room so you can't get out.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose.
Apollo,
Now, these aren't AIs, but
Poseidon.
make no mistake.
For the oceans.
Each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all.
Hephaestus to build
And that's
stuff.
just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs.
500
But
days
even more
to
important,
get this
you'll
entire
know how it doesn't end
getting
here.
the facilities to
How Gaia
even
will
store
generate
this
those
shit in
deactivation
500
codes
days
General
is
Harris
insane.
talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important,
How not to
repeat
repeat our mistakes.
It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
You can tell just from that things.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Correct.
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo...
Yeah, see, that's right there.
The archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
The nice touch with that is that a lot of these animals, these robot animals that you're seeing, serve a specific purpose. The deer-like ones and the ones with the pointy heads that dig through the dirt, it's to cycle the soil basically, and probably to send the toxicity levels in the soil back to the central intelligence. The alligators for the water, the giant birds for the sky, the glint hawks and the scrappers would be to harvest the animals that have been destroyed by mechanical failure, or, possibly a tree falls on them, it harvests the parts, takes them back to a central point to where these parts can be recycled. But as she mentioned, like, if Hades is part of it, why is it hunting her? Although if it's trying to kill humanity for some reason, and she's in some way related to Elizabeth, then that would make sense why it would want her specifically stopped. Apollo being missing is interesting, because they definitely don't have access to human technology. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. 1. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family or 2 persons of your choosing will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. 2. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. 3. Medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which you may opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Goddamn.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I...
That's the guy that designed the help design the robots. Yeah,
do it, absolutely.
He's all in.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Wow. That is hard. Like, that hits like a brick. That hits like a fucking brick.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back.
True.
Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
No.
I'm afraid not.
Mm-mm.
All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I
Wow.
want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Wow. You have to wonder if she actually went through with that, or if she reconsidered.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Medical wing
Security,
inaccessible.
for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobeck is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
Yeah, no, that can't happen. Sorry.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
So we have acceptance, glad acceptance, bittersweet acceptance, and complete refusal and denial that any of it's okay. So we're seeing everybody, they're running the gambit here pretty much with their emotional answers to this.
Intruder! Get her!
Nope.
Got a live one!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Face the sun set.
Oh! Okay.
Victory.
I was not expecting that. I need that big gun. Because there's two of them in here. Oh, god damn it. Did I already get all those? Okay, yeah, it's already in my record. Good.
Intruder! Get her!
Let's
She's
do
coming
this.
for
Whatever
us!
you do, don't die now.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't die now, you think?
Me, Vicati!
Come on. Come out. God damn it, I'm missing that by a fraction of an inch.
Let this bring me victory!
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before.
Little bastard.
Zero Dawn. is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. There is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Yes, you must. All of you. You don't have a choice otherwise. Everybody who would choose euthanasia, honestly, to me, like, you're the enemy. Like, I get it. Like, it's difficult, but you're going to die no matter what. The least you can do is attempt to give humanity a second chance.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own butt.
Stocking up?
I did not mean to cut that short, because I like that guy. He's got kind of a cowboy feel to him.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted bias, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff.
True.
But the alternative?
Yeah.
Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
Okay, Tom, you are by far one of my favorites of this entire group, because that is exactly the response that every person should have. I don't want your Elysium. I don't want your end-of-life plan for me and my family. However, I will participate. I will put in my all. I will build whatever the hell it is you need me to build. But as soon as we're done, I want the medical option. Because I want no part in everything you're talking about after that. But giving my all to give the human race a chance. Fuck the human race. Giving my all to give this planet another chance. A fucking men. Like, you got my total respect. Briefing for after presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation to Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection, validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but to terrestrial life as a whole. Otherwise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of their loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the future of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings toward greater commitments to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow the supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is final. So whoever wrote these guidelines is a lot nicer a person than I am, because they're talking about how that, it'll be earned, whether it's fair or not. Your inclusion in Elysium will be earned. I never considered that possibility. It's a reward for what you're doing. So I never considered that. I still like Tom's stance to it, though. I really do. I'll do what I have to do to try to give this planet a future. After that, yeah, I'm still right on with him.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
So it's down. God damn. Down, left. No. Up, left, down, right, up. Up, left, down, right, up. That's on that side, though. What's on this side? Right, up, right. Right, up, right. Down, left. No, I'm saying right and left backwards. Whatever.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
And there was something about going up to get it better. I'm guessing that's the missing piece for that last locking mechanism.
Found one. Looks intact. That should do the trick.
Alright, so it's...
Now let's get that door open.
Down. Left. Up. Right. Down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact. Sorry to spoil your fun.
That's what I needed. I needed to get him out of the way.
Elevators non-operational. Stairwell collapsed.
Bleed.
Oh shit! There's more. I didn't see there were more. Oh shit! That's on me. I did not see him.
Fear the power of the machine.
There are way too many of these motherfuckers. Let me just say
Get
that
ready
right
for the
now.
shadow sting. You will perish. Farewell, fool.
Okay, no, I am like sitting quite out in the open. That is not smart.
Die upon This is it for you.
Seriously.
Repeat.
Or not.
Get her.
Shit.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and
Nope.
this is Hephaestus.
Nope. Shut the fuck up. I'm busy.
It's going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge, except it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotic. The last thing
You cannot escape our grasp.
century designs, a waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build robots. And not just
Follow my lead.
robots should be used for any conceivable purpose. Snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So
Oh yeah, no, I need you to come out here. I want that gun.
Try to run.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
have to find Gaia.
Okay, now let's look around. Jesus Christ, that was a pain in the ass is what that was. I made it work though. I don't know how the hell I missed so much shit over here. I'm guessing that's the way I came in. Yeah, that's the way I came in. Okay, now, what were you saying?
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. You probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones
You're
designing
teaching
and building
Gaia
robots.
how to design them herself.
The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch.
To create
Any
anything
robot
she needs.
For any
Yeah.
conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real.
So it's
Gaia's
the
already
program.
learning.
Yeah.
In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
That's correct.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
From Margot Shen to Elizabeth, simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough, natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional. They almost feel, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss. And not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from fossil records. References to megafauna in some of her designs. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. So Gaia was mourning the loss of life on this planet already. Only months into basically building her, and she was already mourning the loss of life on this planet, both current and ancient. From Elizabeth Sobek to Margot, full steam ahead. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself, you know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail. Consult with Iomide Akilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Okay. I get that, whoa.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
That's it? Alright. Let's go. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, experiencing this, like, it brings little tears to my eye. It's easy for me to connect with works like this. It really is. Oh, there's a sniper up here.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside. More Eclipse.
Careful now.
Give me something to heal, because I'm gonna fucking need it. Alright, good. I have some of the blast ones back. I'm gonna need those. I need more blaze is what I need.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge,
a scholar,
creative
basically,
endeavor,
was
and
put in charge of
cultural
Apollo.
achievement.
Smart.
Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come.
Okay.
And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Yeah, that didn't happen. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even the Eternity tech that FAST was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allocated space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 or 400 years, etc., etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There's still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules already tested 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that'll keep the DNA at minus 81 degrees C for 1,000 years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deemed it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanical extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Okay. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of Homer archived from Bar Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed the goal from the onset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in Aristotle and Apatia Personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Alright, we're not going to look up any more stuff until we finish with that. So, let's drop a trap here. And a trap here.
Alright, noob.
I'm surprised that did get his attention.
Quietly.
Take out them both? Yeah, took out them both. God damn it. I was hoping that wouldn't take out them both.
No one disappears with a... This is it for you.
Oh, that shit hurt.
You cannot run.
The last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
I imagine there's a whole bunch of stuff left. This is a fairly big room. There's probably a lot in here. Well, apparently not. Like I was expecting more. There's lots of power relays and stuff.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it.
So, that right there tells me all you really need to know about General Harris. This man knew what he was doing was wrong. This man knew what he was doing would be condemned by future generations, and this man made no attempt to hide from that guilt. I did this. It was my fault. So future generations need to know who's to blame for doing this. I have the utmost respect for this guy because of that. Okay, am I missing something?
Welcome to Hades.
There it
Zero
is.
Dawn's Extinction Failsafe Protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life.
Correct.
So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate.
Okay.
And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still. Kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are.
Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore, anyone who says that old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav doesn't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citrum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. Nah, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grinds, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll hear, or you'll see, or hear rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse in the floor, walls, and ceiling, swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of a gothic deathfish. And for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident bids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? I don't think so. I love this guy. I fucking love this guy.
Keep searching.
Tate here. Just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If it ain't worth 10 or 12 hours of dreamland, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded Gaia's core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers. Sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done his business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretends to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even if it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective shell code, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from the command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now. I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll be back to it tomorrow, alligators. Yeah, that's actually a really ingenious idea. It really is. Archive abuse. From Apollo to Travis, CCing Elizabeth. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo's archive submission number 23,876. Your 666th submission in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, inappropriate materials, you choose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitive cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, hereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dusty heat bin of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from having the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolani material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but still art. That would be Human Centipede. For clarification, a concept has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the suggestive quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance of, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest time you would have spent preparing future submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all. Or the rest of us do, anyway. Okay, girl, your sass is amazing. Your sass is fucking amazing. I can't even deny that fucking sass is top notch. What do we got here?
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Raleigh Accords. Now that may
so everything will be ethical.
Even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts,
let us begin in French. So, I actually think that may have been God help us. But that was basically him saying, we will not be altering the human genome. We will not be altering human DNA. We are going to preserve it exactly as it is. Good choice. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astounding. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony surrounding Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chamber will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. That is the third mention of Far Zenith. And the first mention that they left the planet in some kind of a weird spaceship. I'm guessing that was a backup plan from some private organization? Development of the artificial personae for cradle servitors, nurturer, disciplinarian, healer, continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 04 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personas, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between disciplinarian and healer personas. I have also attached the reports of an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing at first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings. So the mother program is trying to stop the disciplinarian program from actually administering discipline. Interesting.
This will be useful later.
Euthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang's province could detect it. Pingback from Crucial Systems is good, and our maiden voyage a success. Regards my dispute with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow on our future humans, but we can't all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the O2 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. That's the site that Aloy came from, I'm guessing. Within the mountain. That's got to be the one Aloy came from. Will you get up the damn stairs? Thank you.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
Like you.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes,
Yeah, you mean your mistakes.
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Ah, Elizabeth, you were quite protective, weren't you?
Like it used to hold something.
Nuts would benefit from antilopinate morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species
unaccountably sad. That
Unaccountably
they passed
sad.
forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
And she's learning to care.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there.
Wow,
You can't even
this is
survive
after.
unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Some terrible news. I'm afraid Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. It's coming along. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up, negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, thousands more that will wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that this time will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We've lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth is a lifeless rock. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now. Not like this. Not on our watch.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Very good question.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
That's not good for Aloy.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child. My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed.
A goddamn necklet of bullets. That's still badass.
Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events.
Oh, yeah.
You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings. A pawn pushed around by larger forces.
She's
It'd
right.
be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn.
I mean,
What
she's
is
not
left
wrong,
of
though.
it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then leave Cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Yeah.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case...
He does it because he can.
I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events?
No.
Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile.
This fucker just wow. All that work for her for nothing.
So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Aloy, unarmed, in a gladiator ring. This is going to be interesting. Is it going to be like a fist fight?
Carja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold! Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eyes of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
I thought it was going to drop her out of it from up there. I'm like, you're going to break every bone in her fucking lower body. No armor, no weapons. We're going to get
weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use the strength against it.
Nope.
That pillar's weak. Another hit, and that pillar will come down.
Oh, so that's how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. I got it.
It's down.
I almost died right there. Oh, there's your gear, Aloy. That girl ran right into that goddamn collapsing thing like I don't give a fuck. And there she is, armored and armed. Are you not entertained?
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
Nope. Nope. God damn it.
Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with his lift attacks.
I wish there was a way I could lock onto this fucking thing. Motherfucker. Oh, dude, do not get trapped back there. What's wrong with you? I can't see the thing behind me when I'm trying to fucking heal up. That's not good. That is not good at all.
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it! Maybe those carcasses have parts I can use. Gotta check the machine carcasses. They might have parts. Running low on ammunition.
I got no fucking room to get away from this fucking thing.
Running low on ammunition.
I can't see it when it's behind me. That's not good.
Maybe those carcasses have parts I can use.
Yes, I'm aware, Aloy.
Gotta check the machine carcasses.
Am I
They might
seriously
have parts.
still short on Blaze?
Maybe those carcasses have parts I can use.
Come on. Come on.
Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with his lift attacks. Running low on ammunition.
damn it. See, I did not even see it back there. I am not thrilled about this fight. I don't like this fight.
Hey! Guess who got her weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
Yeah, see, that went
Those components on the sides of its head.
nowhere.
They have something to do with its lift attacks.
Yeah, this thing is no joke. I have no idea if I'm using the wrong.
Guess who got her weapons
equipment.
back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with its lift attacks.
Yeah, see, I'm getting trapped against rocks and shit. Look at this.
That canister on its belly. Looks important. Gotta check the machine's boxes. They might have parts.
Yeah, not okay. He's like, huh? Wait, what happened?
Silence! Shadows, kill her!
I'm not sure I could take out 2 of those things with just me. Especially not with my health the way it is right now.
Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Truth. Hello, Silence. And now they're cheering for Aloy. Manages to escape. All while your own Carja are cheering her on. Gotta love it.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time, then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed my... who almost killed me.
Who killed
so
my
now
father.
You know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans, though of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Carja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
the hell is that? Oh, snow falling off, apparently.
Hardy little plant. You'll help.
Alright, guys. So that's it for episode 16. That took about a half hour longer than I was expecting. I was figuring it would take about an hour and a half. It took about almost 2 hours. But we made it through the Horizon, or we made it through the Zero Dawn staging area. So we learned a lot about what Zero Dawn is as far as a plan. And there's still a lot of unanswered questions. What happened to Apollo? I'm starting to think, like, what is wrong with the biosphere right now? Because it kind of seems like Hades took over because something was wrong. And so what's wrong? Like, are the animals not able to fix the corruption in the sky and the water? Like, is something off? What is actually, what's off? And how did the registry get corrupted at the mountain where Ayla was born? So there's a lot of unanswered questions still. Hopefully we'll get those resolved soon. So I will see you guys in a couple of days, if not a week or so, for episode 17. You've got a episode of South Park coming up between now and then. So I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Later.